Sudan's military leader survives assassination attempt after drone strikes hit army base in Port Sudan. The Democratic Republic of Congo accuses Rwanda of jamming flights in the conflict-hit east of the country. Plus, Nigerians share their views ahead of the planned nationwide protest. Hello and welcome to the program today. I'm Layo Olarinde. We begin in Sudan. The army says there has been an assassination attempt on its leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, but he survived. The army spokesperson, Nabil Abdallah, blames the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, which the army has been battling for the last 16 months for control of the country. He said 2 drones had struck an army graduation ceremony, killing 5 people at a base in Jabate in the east, and that's the territory under the control of the military. Well, the RSF is yet to comment on the attack, which comes after General al-Burhan's government agreed to conditionally join them at US-mediated peace talks next month.
Families of graduates screaming and running from the site of a drone strike at the Gabit Army base in eastern Sudan on Wednesday. The graduation ceremony was ongoing with the graduates marching past invited guests and their families when the drone hit the ground, prompting everyone to run for their lives. The ceremony was attended by head of Sudan's armed forces, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who survived the attack, which the army says was an attempt on his life by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The RSF is yet to comment or take responsibility. According to a statement by the army, the attack took place about 100 kilometers from the army's de facto capital, Port Sudan, in Sudan's Red Sea state, and that 5 people were killed. The drone attack is the latest in a string of such attacks on army locations in recent months and the closest to Port Sudan. Defiant in the aftermath of an assassination attempt on his life, General al-Burhan greeted army officers a few hours after the drone strike hit the army base in the country's east. The Sudanese army and Rapid Support Forces have been fighting in a 15-month civil war with no successful negotiations for an end. The strike comes a day after the army-aligned foreign ministry conditionally accepted a U.S. invitation to talks in Switzerland in August. It's unclear what impact this latest drone attack will have on recent efforts to bring to an end the crisis.
Well, let's get more on this story. Joining us now is Mohammed Yusuf, the VOA's correspondent in Nairobi, Kenya. Mohammed has been following the story. Hello, Mohammed, and thank you so much for your time. What more can you tell us about this drone strike that the army is saying, was an assassination attempt on General al-Burhan?
This is one of the usual visits by the General Burhan visiting military officers in bases, in front lines. This has been part of what's been doing for the past couple of months to encourage forces. There's not much different from that visit, but it was just closer to the Port Sudan. Is also Jabate is also a town that is most ministers are living, and also some embassy officials are also living in that area, and that shows how far the conflict has gone. It's been all the way from the capital Khartoum, now is going to the east. This is and now we understand from the military sources that these were 2 drones that entered the airspace where the General Burhan was meeting some of these army officers, military army troops in the area, and there was 2, and they tried to intercept, but we understand that there was an attack and 5 people died in that attack on Wednesday.
Yeah, talking about those that have unfortunately lost their lives from this, have they been identified?
So far, according to the reports, we just know that the 5 people, several of them are students, of course, and 1 officer. They have not yet identified who the officer is, a government official or a military officer. That so far the details not yet clear at the moment.
And, this latest drone strike indicates the intensity of the Sudanese war that has been ongoing for over a year now. Have we heard any comments from the Rapid Support Forces?
Of course, this also comes at a time when there's a planned meeting, and this is RSF. They have not yet commented, but generally, of course, we don't know what they will say in the coming hours. But now that shows the danger. Burhan has been free to move around, and now the attack happening immediately after he leaves the army base, that is going to have a significant in his movement, and also the planned talks and moving forward and how this conflict will be stopped. And also, in a way, also now is going to change completely the conflict itself, the face 15 months on, and now we're talking of drone attacks. We've been talking of army pushing each other, and now we're more talking of an aerostat. That's going to change the conflict itself in many ways moving forward.
And have we heard from General Al-Burhan himself? I mean, what's his condition at this time? We did see him, I mean, hours after the strike, greeting the soldiers.
There's a video posted online showing aftermath, cheering, and it's not we can't authentically say where that video is from, what time it is, and where exactly. But it's posted in one of these government officials showing the General Burhan with some Sudanese raising up his hand and chanting and those kind of around him. It's not yet known when it is, but generally so far, according to some of the reports, he's safe, and he left the area after finishing that meeting. But that is going, of course, to change the war itself and how the general is going now to operate moving forward.
All right, so Mohammed, just finally, before I let you go, let's talk about negotiation talks. They've been scheduled for next month, but this could have an impact on it, isn't it? And, you know, for the first time, so to speak, General Burhan's government has agreed to conditionally join the peace talks, and it's a U.S.-mediated peace talks.
Yes, indeed. They have a...
Apologies.
Comes at a time there have been, of course, talks going on by the military side of the Burhan government. They have to, the RSF have to implement that whatever was agreed in Jeddah. That, of course, is about the access to humanitarian cessation of hostilities, and that is something that is not yet to be agreed. That's part of the conditions that the military is giving. But it's by them agreeing to it, now they're moving from one country to another. I think we'll see how that develops, and also what will change, how different it's going to be, what Saudi Arabia was doing, and if that is going to bring an end to that conflict. Now the US showing interest and ready to solve, and we understand they were meeting in Europe, in Switzerland. But that we'll know in the coming weeks or months so far what they will agree and how far they can go, if that's going to change the situation, and it's going to have a very serious moving forward on talks and ending the conflict.
All right, then, we'll see how it all pans out. But thank you so much, VOA's correspondent Mohammed Yusuf in Nairobi. Ahead of December elections in Ghana, former President John Mahama is making known his plans should he regain the presidency. Mr. Mahama says he would seek to renegotiate the terms of an International Monetary Fund bailout and boost local ownership of future oil and mining projects. Ghana defaulted on most of its $30 billion external debt in 2022. The IMF has already disbursed $1.56 billion, with another $360 million due by December. But Mahama said he would seek additional IMF funds to allow Ghana to resume the debt repayments, as he deemed economic growth too sluggish. Mr. Mahama, who was in office from 2012 to 2016, will be the main challenger to the ruling party's candidate, Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia.
I've been in an IMF program before when I was president, and I know that the IMF is not averse, to sitting and talking and renegotiating. The majority of the bailout money has been allocated to before 2025. And so are we going to renegotiate the bailout and make sure that some more money is added, even in the time when we're going to go into debt repayment? The IMF's projection is that the economy will start growing sufficiently to be able to cater for that. But still growth is being sluggish. I think that we are at the upper range of taxes on profit. And so I do not think that new taxes are intended for that industry. But I do think that in some cases, the level at which we locked in the royalties is low. But we're not going to tear up agreements, because of that. We would discuss in an amicable way. We want Ghana to continue to be an attractive destination for investment in the extractive sectors.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is accusing the Rwandan army of jamming satellite navigation systems affecting civilian flights in the conflict-hit east of the country. It said Rwanda, which borders DR Congo, was interfering with aircraft's global positioning system GPS signals through jamming and spoofing, a type of cybercrime that involves creating a false identity or impersonation. Now, this posed a significant risk, according to DRC, to both commercial and humanitarian flights bringing in essential aid for victims of conflict. Well, Rwanda is yet to respond to the allegations. A UN report released earlier this month accused the country of having up to 4,000 troops in the DRC to help the M23 rebel group in its fight against government forces. Well, Rwanda did not deny the allegation and said the DR Congo government lacked the political will to resolve the crisis in its mineral-rich east. Nigerian security forces have been deployed across the country ahead of Thursday's planned nationwide protests as the government makes a last-ditch appeal to organizers to back down, fearing the demonstrations could turn violent. However, some organizers of the End Bad Governance demonstration have rejected the proposal by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, for a confined protest. At a virtual meeting held with the IGP, the group insisted that it has designated points across the states, like the Eagle Square and the Alausa Park, for convergence, but it will proceed from those points for processions, speeches and rallies. The IGP had suggested that the group shun the idea of rallies and restrict its protests to convergence points to enable the police guarantee their safety. While some Nigerians share their views ahead of tomorrow's protest.
They can do something now before it leads to that. Let those people on top do something. Let our president do something before it leads to that. Me, I don't want war, and I don't want anything that will bring on damages or life for life to be wasted. I don't want it. So let them do something about that area, so that's what happened in Kenya will not happen in Nigeria also.
The protest is not the solution to the problem, but the problem lies on our government. What we need our government to do is two things. To me personally, I believe they should bring the price of the fuel down. Then secondly, they should open our border so that the economic of this country, at least there will be free flow from one country to the other in terms of buying and selling.
It's not a good experience. Anyway, for somebody, I'm already tired and I've not even started the day's job. Do you understand? And if I not buy today, and I don't know how tomorrow is going to look like. So that's why I had to come here this morning to buy.
Myself, flag boy, I'll be coming out to protest because I've been on the street for a very long time. I've been protesting for long, and I'm one-man squad. I do my protest alone. I'll be coming out to protest because the hardship is too much. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are dying. Nigerians are selling their property to feed themselves.
I'm pleading to the people that are planning the protest. If we can organize it well, it will come out well. Let not hoodlums hijack it. Let us have time. If we are doing it from morning to so time, we will do it and everybody will leave. I don't want it to extend to the night so that it will not turn out to be another thing.
We'll take a break now on the program. Still ahead. Nigerians and President Bola Tinubu pay tribute to veteran musician and actress Onyeka Onwenu, who has died at the age of 72. Please join us again. Thank you for staying with us. Nigerians in the diaspora have been called upon to partner with the federal government to build the Nigeria of our dreams through their skills, talents, and expertise. This call was made by the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, in Abuja as the special guest of honor during the second National Diaspora Merit Awards organized by Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. 20 Nigerians in the diaspora were presented with awards in various categories, while 4 were given special recognition awards. She also commended the chairman of NIDCOM, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, for being proactive in driving the ship of Nigerians abroad for positive national development and pledged her support to the commission.
I seize this opportunity to encourage you to continue to be a living embodiment of the best Nigeria has to offer the world. As you all are ambassadors at large, therefore I urge you not to relent in your efforts to continue positively put the flag of Nigeria on the world map at all times in everything you do. And you should not forget home. It is a joint responsibility to contribute to national progress through foreign direct investment, charitable endeavors, cultural preservation, amongst others. To all the awardees of today, I celebrate your exemplary achievements and commitment to the diaspora community and at home. You should all see this award as the acknowledgement and applause from us for your efforts as worthy citizens of our country. I congratulate NIDCOM for this numerous achievements recorded in the last 5 years of its establishment, under the leadership of the very committed and diligent Director General, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, ON. I particularly commend the initiative to recognize and appreciate members of the diaspora community. But I'll just crave your indulgence a little bit to celebrate this wonderful woman.
The Lagos State government is set to commence the 2024 World Breastfeeding and Maternal Newborn Child and Adolescent Health plus Nutrition Week and also implement interventions geared towards promoting exclusive breastfeeding as well as improve health-seeking behaviors, particularly among mothers and children under 5 years old. Speaking on the state government's preparations for the week-long activities during a press conference at Alausa, Ikeja, the special advisor on health, Dr. Kemi Ogunyemi, says the initiative scheduled to hold from August 1st to 7th is to encourage nursing mothers to adequately breastfeed their baby. Dr. Ogunyemi emphasized that the week-long activities will be highly impactful with all 329 primary healthcare centers, 752 mobile teams, and over 3,000 health workers trained and prepared on implementation strategies. She disclosed that mobile teams will visit creches, schools and playgrounds to administer deworming tablets and vitamin A to eligible children.
The theme for year 2024 World Breastfeeding Week is Closing the Gap, Breastfeeding Support for All. This theme speaks to every support needed by a lactating mother to encourage her to adequately breastfeed her baby. This support must be given by every stakeholder, the baby's father, grandmother, religious and community leaders, employers, colleagues, friends, etc. The objectives of 2024 World Breastfeeding Week are promotion of exclusive breastfeeding from the first 6 months of life, shift harmful norms and practices, combat social stigma, and support the growth and development of babies through the provision of critical nutrients. All the 329 primary healthcare centers and the 752 mobile teams have been well informed and trained on the implementation strategies. The mobile team will be visiting creches, schools, and playing grounds to administer deworming tablets, vitamin A to eligible children. Over 3,000 health workers have been trained to administer the following interventions: routine immunization, vitamin A supplementation for children from 6 to 59 months of age, administration of multiple micronutrient supplements to pregnant women and nursing mothers.
Let's head to South Africa now. The Reserve Bank has announced that it expects to complete the payment of 100 billion rands in profits from the gold and foreign exchange contingency reserve account within the next 2 weeks. Earlier in 2024, the National Treasury stated it would use funds from this account, managed by the central bank, to help cover some of its debt servicing costs. During the SARB's annual general meeting in Pretoria, Governor Leseja Kangayo provided an update on the transaction.
Foreign counterparties have been applying greater scrutiny for our domestic institutions as a result of the FATF grey listing. The PA has found no immediate negative impact on correspondent banking relationships. It is nevertheless imperative that the action items are addressed timeously to avoid long-term negative effects on the economy. Moving to operational matters, during the year under review, the SAP saw the overhaul of its balance sheet with the introduction of new arrangements governing the gold and foreign exchange contingency reserve account, GFECRA. Announced in February 2024, the new GFECRA framework will allow government to access a portion of these funds to reduce debt issuance while providing the SAP with a stronger capital position.
Meanwhile, South Africa's Deputy President Paul Mashatile expressed his deep commitment to empowering people and ensuring that the benefits of progress are accessible to all. He emphasized the government's steadfast pledge to create an environment conducive to the success of Black, youth and women-led businesses. Mr. Mashatile made these remarks at the Black Business Quarterly BBQ Awards ceremony and gala dinner in Johannesburg.
To create inclusive economic growth and job creation, that's number one. To maintain and optimize the social wage. And thirdly, to build a capable, ethical, developmental state. Our objective is to promote the allocation of funds towards long-term assets, which is the development of industries, the generation of employment opportunities, and the improvement of the quality of life of our population. We remain committed to investing in our people through education, skills development, and high-quality health care.
And finally, on the program, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has joined citizens in extending his profound condolences to the family of the late Miss Onyeka Onwenu. Mrs. Onyeka Onwenu was a veteran musician and actress, producing a string of popular songs throughout her long career, including the 1986 hit One Love, which remains one of Nigeria's most well-known tunes. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Ajuri Ngelale, hails Ms. Onwenu as a singer, songwriter, actor, journalist, activist and politician. President Tinubu celebrates the life of the versatile and extremely gifted artist who applied herself to the whole gamut of artistic enterprise and expression, bringing joy and laughter to many. The late artist died yesterday at the Reddington Hospital in Lagos after slumming at an event in Lagos. All the videos you had just seen were her final moments at the event. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. That's where we end the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Layo Olarinde.